Okay, we're back for another chapter of the Haunted House of Helm. We have our roll 20 up and ready. We have the Oracle, and we got our dice. On the top left, you see the likelihood modifiers and the results for rolling. That's a solo play. So, where we left off, you can't see my notes. I have it on the side now. Using a different computer now for typing, just strictly for notes. But our three characters left off in the entrance of the helm. And what I'm about to do is do a roll to see if a yes or no roll to see if there's anything of value in the front entrance that we can interact with. So we will do a likelihood that there's something in the front entrance we can interact with. So let's roll for this. We'll do a modifier of likely. We'll do d20. 10. So we need more detail on that. So 10 is possible that there's something of value, but I perhaps don't see it. So what I'll do is I'm going to move Garrett into the middle of the room to see if now he can see it. So does Garrett now see anything of value? One. I forgot a modifier on that one, but still, even with the modifier, it's a no. There was nothing that at first he thought. There's nothing there's nothing out of the ordinary. So we'll have the dog and Cedric. How is the temperature right now in? Let's see. Temperature feeling in a room in the entrance of a haunted house. I think before we felt winds or like a gust of air. But let's ask the Oracle for this one. We'll do D6. So a 4. EP dampness. Interesting. All right, so I'm going to add to my notes that the team feels the air is damp, like it rained or something. So that's interesting. And to be honest with you, using the dice on the screen is not as fun as rolling it in person. So I always have my dice here in person on the side just in case I change my mind. Of course, during the recording of the video. But okay, so let's say, do we hear anything? What do we hear? D8. So I got my 8 die ready to go. Rolling for D8. I rolled an 8. Faint footsteps. All right, we got faint footsteps. So Garrett, let's see. Who hears? Let's roll a D4 to see who hears the footsteps. Now, because there's only 3 of us, I'll roll a D4. -1. If it's a 3 or 4, it's Garrett. Okay, it's a 2. So, I never specified who's who on this one. We'll do in the order as it is. So I guess in that case, it is Garrett. But let's roll again because I messed up on that. 1, 2, and 3, as you see on the picture on the visual. 3, 4 is the dog, Thor. All right, 3. Okay, so rightfully so. Thor. Whoops. We're right down here. Thor. Thor hears footsteps. Okay, so I'm just jotting that down. Now, Organizing my dice here. Second dice. There we go. Okay, so so the dog heard footsteps. Now, does Thor follow the source of the footsteps? Let's say likely. I'm more hoping so that he just his ears perk up and he looks in the direction, letting us know. But does Thor go after the sound? Let's say likely. So I'm gonna roll a d20 for this. It won. Okay, it's a solid one, even with the modifier. So I'll write down my notes. Thor remains still, but looks at the sound. Is the sound coming from the path in front of us? The hallway? Let's say highly likely. I will roll for this. 7. So highly likely plus 1 on that. 8, 9, 10, 11. So um, Thor looks ahead. Now, let's say Garrett notices Thor's looking. Garrett also notices Thor's reaction to something. Now, I'm sorry, I left the dice on the screen. There we go. All right, so Garrett notices. He's going to look to Thor and say, "Did you hear something, boy? Did you hear something? Hear something, boy?" Right. So does Thor bark? Actually, you know what? Let's go to Oracle on this one. How does... Whoops. Let's see. How does my dog companion react to the footsteps? All right. Yeah, keep around. All right, so that's a good little list. That's a D6. We'll roll for this. 1. He growls lowly. Interesting. 4 growls in the direction of the sound. It's footsteps. Now, I'm gonna have Garrett step ahead to the corner. Oops. And remain still. I'll signal Garrett. Alright, Garrett will approach the end of the entrance. Remain behind the wall. The corner. And then Garrett will signal. I'm gonna signal Cedric to come up closer behind me. So Cedric will move right here. Signal Cedric to hide behind me. And I'll point to Thor and point Thor to move closer out of sight. Alright, so we'll move Thor right here. Now, let's say, are these footsteps getting louder? Possibility of chaos factor. Let's do +4. Highly likely. I'm gonna roll d20. Oh yeah, they are. So I rolled a 16. That's a solid 20 total. The footsteps are getting louder. Do they sound heavy, or do they sound the footsteps of a person? Let's say possible, because this is a either. Or what we could do is consult the. That's a pretty specific question. We can consult the oracle. Footsteps. Let's see. Let's talk because I have my keyboard off this. I'm gonna try that talk feature. The footsteps are getting louder. Who could it be? We do not see who it is at the moment. Around the corner. All right. Possible source of footsteps. Wandering ghost. Interesting. Illusion and sound. Okay, let's roll for D. This is a D10. All right, let's roll. 7. Trick playing fairy. What is that? Fair? I'm not sure what a trick playing. Oh, that threw me off. I did not expect that. But I rolled a 7. We have a fairy now playing tricks with us in the house. Okay, so I'm guessing the fairy is somewhere right here. Let's get a graphic for that. That's interesting. Let me add it to my notes. Garrett spots a fairy. Is the fairy fairly close? Is the fairy fairly close? Let's say likely. I'll roll a d20. It is. I rolled a critical 20 on that one. So the fairy's literally in front of him. Alright, so now we have a fairy pulling tricks on us. So let's get some graphics here. Let's look for fairy. Let's see, fairy. Let's spell it the other way. Fairy. There we go. We can find one. Still looking on the web here. Let's just do a. I'm surprised there's no fairy. I can't take this one because that's a purchase. That's a purchase. I guess that would be the best one we can use. I didn't look further down. Spelling fairy correctly? Let's use this as the fairy. Or you know what? Better yet, winged creature. There we go. That's gotta pull something up. We'll try to find something that's just vaguely looks like a fairy. Which all these are dragons. Like we don't need a dragon just yet. Well, that's not gonna work either. Winged. Let's just see that. See what that pulls up. Or you know what? It's not exactly more accurate, but we'll do a fly. It looks like a buzzard or something. If we have to, we'll just do a general token. If it comes down to it. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Just something that looks like a fairy, but a generic token. Hey, look at that! Let's see. Generic token. Okay, here we go. We got some. You know, fairies are usually they have like a light, some kind of glow emitted around them. I'm tempted to just use one of these little, just one of these. Let's just say it's a blue. It's a blue fairy. All right, we'll just do that. Now it's small, but obviously it's not that big. It's not a giant bowling ball. Let's see. Fairy. Oh, yeah. my GPT did. Or I'm sorry, I'm totally spelling that wrong. That's why. There we go. Oh, is that why I'm completely spelling this wrong? Is that why I didn't pull anything up? F-A-E-R. There's no extra I in there. Not sure why I put that in there. It doesn't matter. I still pulled up the same stuff. Okay, we're good for that. That's the fairy. Now, is the fairy... Let's see. Does the fairy spot me? If it's right in front of me. Let's say a certainty. It sees us. 9. Yep, so we're looking at 9 plus 6. That's 15. It does see us. The fairy spots just me. Spots Garrett. Now, because we're in the Helm, let's see. Okay, so that's the Oracle. The fairy sees us. How does it react? It sees us. Okay, D6 again. Invites to dance. Please no. All right, here we go. 3. Giggles mischievously. Mischievously. Okay. The fairy giggles with an evil. Let's just say an evil intent. Okay, so what to do here? It's a magical fairy that's causing sound effects of footsteps. Now, does it... I'm curious if it attacks us or we chase it down. I'm trying to think what to do because this is a really interesting twist here as a fairy. Let's see. Yeah, I'm totally spelling fairy wrong. I don't know why I'm doing that. Not spell it at all. Okay, so as you guys can obviously take note of, I'm very indecisive. So I have the notes up here for you guys because I was getting a little agitated by having 2 keyboards in front of me. I kept typing on the wrong one. So we have the notes here, and then so I'm gonna pull a stunt and just try to strike the fairy with such a little flying thing. I'm gonna equip here's my dagger. I'm gonna try to strike the fairy. So let's do this is a lucky throw. I'm gonna roll first for, let's see, I'll actually just use 2 dice. I'll use the red one for the environment, the fairy, and I have a white one. So let's go for it. See if I can strike it with my modifier +4. Yep. I do, yeah. Fairy rolled a 2, I rolled a 19, so I'm going to successfully strike. Well, first we gotta give the fairy some health. So let's say what dice to use to determine the health of the fairy. Let's see. D would be appropriate, provides a balance. Okay, so we'll do D8, as suggested by the Oracle. The D8 will determine the health of the fairy before we strike it. So I'm rolling my D8. 5. All right, so modest 5, not too much. We'll do 5 health. 5 out of 5. There we go. I strike the fairy, and I forgot to mention the difference between in my lucky rules. The difference between the dice is the damage done, and as you can see, that was pretty significant damage. That was 18 from what we hit before, so if I recall correctly. Right. So the fairy takes a solid hit and then falls flat on the ground. So we officially killed the fairy. I killed the fairy. Alright. Garrett struck the fairy with his... That health probably wasn't too fair for the fairy, but it was just a little creature flying around with his dagger. Killing it. Alright. Now, I'm going to step up here. We got Cedric behind us with the dog. We are now kind of in an intersection of the hallways. Let's see. I'm looking down the hallway of the haunted house. Actually, let's use the talk feature for this. I'll try it out. I'm looking down the hallway of the haunted house from inside the entrance. What do I see? Oh, nope, not. It's making an image. I gotta modify that later on, but I should have said list of things I see. Alright, that's not gonna help us. I meant a list of things I see. At least it sticks to the theme of over the top view, overhead, top down view. Flickering candles. Alright. Let's roll for D10 to see which one I'm going to interact with. Alright. Oh, rusted armor stand. Okay, let's roll D10. 2. Tater curtains. So, this is just for the humor. I see some dirty curtains. I have to say Garrett. He looks to Cedric and makes a joke. This place needs a plant. Right? So now we're at this little elevated, or there's a staircase going down here. But our characters don't know that. All we see is this hallway. Oh, right. Did the fairy drop anything? I forgot to ask that. I'm going to loot the fairy. What did the fairy drop so I can loot it? Okay, let's roll D6 for this. I'm going to loot the fairy. 3. Tiny. Oh my gosh, a tiny golden key. Do I have room for it? Times 1, 2. Oops. I need to fix that. 2 lockpicks. 2. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. So golden key. That might come in handy. Garrett loots the fairy. Finds a golden key. Interesting. I like that. All right. Now, that could be a key to the door, or perhaps something interesting. I'm glad I took out the fairy, so... let's walk slowly here into this impasse. Now... Let's see, are we walking? Let's throw some conflict in here. Our team walks into an intersection of the haunted house. Does something happen? Alright, D12. This one's a little more. It's a haunted house. Maybe some conflict. I don't want to just fight fairies all day. I'm rolling my D12. 3. Door slams shut. Okay, so... Ooh, interesting. The sound of a door slams shut. Now, where are we positioned? Oh no! Is there a door behind me and Cedric? Let's do highly likely. Is there a door behind... Did the door slam behind Cedric? Highly likely. 10. It did. Shoot, it's 14. Which means Thor is trapped in there. Alright. Let's do a map. A line. That's a door, FYI. That. Let's do a line like that. There we go. Door's trapped behind the door. There we go. Alright, so Cedric and Garrett turn around and to see a door shut on Thor. Can we hear Thor bark? Let's roll to see. Let's do a looking roll to see if I can hear Thor bark from behind the door. My dog is stuck behind the door. A haunted house. So red. Okay, rolling 2. The difficulty is 11, and I rolled a 6. I can't hear anything. Cedric cannot hear Thor bark or make any noises. So we'll have Cedric try to open the door. All right. Sorry, not Cedric. Garrett. Not hear anything. Cedric attempts to open the door. Okay. This is a lucky throw. Let's see if he's successful. Okay. Oh, wow. Nope. Difficulty was 14. My roll was 1. Shoot. Cedric can't. The door, but it's locked. Shit. Well, I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to tell... Garrett will tell him to bust it down. Garrett tells Cedric to bust the door in. Alright. Let's get the door some health. I wonder if there's actually a door... That happens in D&D. You can break a door down. Let's see if we have a door as a graphic in our library. I'm pretty sure there is, no doubt about it. Doorway. There we go. I was trying to put it right between... Okay, there we go. So the door's health. Let's do... The lucky throw does have some damage. Considerable damage. Let's do 2d20s to determine... Let's see. I think that's the work, actually. Health. The door slammed shut on our dog companion, separating it from the party. What is the health of the door to strike it down? If it's a haunted door. A D10 would be... Alright. We'll do D10. Hoping for a little more than that, but that's the Oracle. Okay, we'll do a D10. 5. Alright. 5 out of 5. I have an idea in mind of plot twist if this does work, whether or not it works. The door has 5 health. We'll move the dog over, but it's still technically there, so I don't want to block the health. Cedric strikes the door. Cedric strikes the door with his sword. Okay, lucky throw. Let's see if he's successful and the damage calculated between the difference is the damage taken. All right, 18 to 16. Just he takes the door does takes 2 damage. All right, that's 3, and then he'll do it again. All right, he strikes it again. All right, let's do another roll. 4 to ooh, we're actually negative, so that door does not take damage, but fails. All right, let's see. We struck the door once. It took damage. Struck it again. Failed. What happens? I want something to happen right here after we struck this door in a haunted house. Alright. D6. So I'm trying to create conflict because we're in the main portion of the story here. 3. Loud noise alerts something nearby. Oh, shoot. Okay. The loud noise alerts something nearby. What did the loud noise alert? D4. All right, not many options here. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, that is the theme of the haunted house. All right, we have rolled a 2, the D4. All right, protective house spirit. Uh-oh. Okay. A house spirit awakens nearby. Now, let's do a yes or no. Likely, is the spirit fairly close by? Let's say, is the spirit in the same room as us? We'll do likely. 3, it's not. Okay, so the spirit's in the next room over. The spirit is in the next room over, so we can't see it. If it's in the next room over, do we hear the spirit? Let's say a certainty. 11, yeah, okay, so we hear a strange sound. So this is a DM note. It's right here. We hear a strange sound from the next room over. So let's find a ghost. Let's say it's this room here. Spirit? Or I could just say ghost. Like Jinkies. A ghost. It's like undead. That's perfect. I like that. Ghost right here. We'll determine the health eventually. It's just right there. Garrett tells Cedric to try once more quickly. All right, Cedric strikes the door. And let's roll to see if he does damage to it. All right, 2 d20s. It does 1 damage. I rolled a 1 and a 2. So the door whoops. Their door takes 1 damage. We struck the door once more. The spirit is in the next room over. However, the door is not destroyed yet. What happens? See, I like using the Oracle for these very specific questions. Result of striking the door. D6. I rolled a 6. Part of the door breaks, creating a small opening. Okay. Part of the door breaks off, creating an opening. Cedric will look through the door, the crack. Does he see? All right. We look through the crack of the door where it broke. Do we see our companion dog behind it? This could have been a yes or no, but I'm really intrigued by see what happens. Okay, D6. We're looking at some options. 3. Dog is not. Oh shoot! Oh, but doesn't see Thor. Interesting. Not yet. Cedric tells Garrett he doesn't see the dog. Garrett becomes impatient and tells him to break the rest of the door down. Alright, because the ghost is still nearby. Does the ghost make any movement? Let's say highly likely. 7. Okay, so highly likely. 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright, the ghost kind of wavers a bit. Now, does Garrett see the ghost in line of sight? Just judging by the picture. A certainty. He does, okay. Garrett spots the ghost, the spirit, slowly approaching. He says, hurry. Alright, Cedric will strike the door. Now, wondering if this spirit, once we get to it, is actually one of the two that haunt this house. Alright, because we don't see, we have to make, we have to carry him over the GM layer because he's hidden. We don't have him yet. We don't know where Thor is, but let's move him to the middle. Gosh, I hope we didn't lose him. Alright, let's do a lucky throw to see if Cedric can destroy the door. There's 2 more health left, literally, so easy. Alright, rolling. I rolled a perfect 20, and the door difficulty was 3. Alright. The door's destroyed. Let's see. I rolled a critical and destroyed the door. What is behind it? Is our dog there now that we can see the whole room? Let's see what happens. Alright, hopefully it's 1. There was a part of me that was wondering if conflict would cause the dog to disappear, get abducted or something. Let's see, rolling a 6. 2. Dog is behind the corner. Oh. Alright, so if it's behind the corner, the door falls down. Thor is hiding behind the corner. In the corner. Alright, so let's say Thor's back in play. Let's carry him over to the token layer. Back to the token layer. Get rid of that. He's right here. And then, let's say... just assigning to see if we should keep Thor in here or not. Alright. Is Thor really frightened right now? We'll roll highly likely, plus 4. Does he have abandonment issues? He's not. I only rolled a 1. Okay. But seems okay. Alright, I'll whistle for Thor to come approach us. This is close enough. Thor comes back to us. The ghost is getting closer, I'm assuming. Is the ghost getting closer to us? A certainty. Only 20. I rolled a 6, 12, so he is. Alright, he's slowly moving towards me. Till Garrett. The ghost spirit is coming even closer now. Thor is nearby. Okay. Alright. Now, do I recognize the ghost? The spirit? Let's say possible. Let's just see what happens. Do I recognize the spirit? I rolled a 12. Alright. Garrett slightly recognizes the spirit. I'm going to try to talk to it. Garrett tells, ask the ghosts, who are you? Does the ghost, I keep saying ghost, it's a spirit. Does the spirits respond? Let's say possible. I'm really curious. Well, we could do a lucky throw. We'll do a lucky throw for this. It's the environment. Here we go. Rolling. 14 to 6. The ghost, the spirit, doesn't respond. The spirit does not respond. Is it coming? It's still coming, approaching us. Let's see. What would be the modifier for this one? Let's say highly likely. It's still, still approaching us. Is the spirit approaching us? 19. It is. Continues slowly approaching us. How do we defeat a spirit? We don't have any magic. Alright, so it's right here now. Let's determine health for the spirit. Let's do... Okay, so... Is this spirit that we see a major character villain or a minor villain? Alright, let's see. Let's roll d6. 5. Minor villain, lost soul seeking closure. Okay. It's a minor villain, a lost soul seeking closure. What is the health dice? You see, d6 seems really... Well, the door took some time, so I don't want to be too... Alright, let's do a d6 roll for the health. This still seems really low, in my opinion. I'm trying to figure out if there's a better way to set damage. You know what? I'm trying to think here. What would be a good way to set damage for this? List of dice to choose health for. We could roll for it. Wow. Okay. Remember, my game doesn't have... It has the lucky throw, it doesn't have AC. So let's do d6 on this one. I'm gonna snapshot this. 1 second, guys. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Now I can pause, obviously, with OBS, but basically, I copied over that little description. We're gonna roll. This could be. I'm hoping it's actually d20, but let's see what villain we get. I rolled a 6. We are dealing with a d20 threat. Okay, let's roll the health and figure this out. I'll roll a d20, and I rolled a critical. I rolled a solid 20. This could take some time. So, it's getting closer to us. I prepare for combat. Let's see. We prepare for an encounter with the spirit. Alright, now we're going to roll to see who goes first. Garrett will be here, Cedric will be here, and the dog will be there. The ghost is right here, 20 out of 20. Alright. And I know this is a cliffhanger, but I apologize, I have to go. This is where we'll leave off. Before I go, I will do the initiatives to see who goes first. So to do this, we'll roll for... First we'll roll for Garrett. This is a very casual approach. We'll do Garrett first. Garrett rolled a 2. Of course he did. Garrett rolled a 2. Okay, we'll roll for Cedric now. Cedric rolled a 12. 12, so that puts him ahead of Garrett. Thor will roll 10. Of course, Garrett will go last. 4, 10. And then the ghost, the spirit, 20 again. Are you kidding me? Jeez, Spirit. 20. Okay, that's the lineup for the for our next encounter. Counter. There we go. That's exciting. Now we need a name for the spirit. No, it's not a. These details are based on D&D. We're not playing D&D specifically, so it's just kind of a handicap for the villain, even though our health is also somewhat near it. But yeah, we'll we'll stop right here. This is a perfect spot. And as always, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time on 830 RPG.